Maybe it is the... Oh, maybe the medical room. The medical room has the blue cross. Now that I think about it, where's the medical room? It's on the second floor. I forgot about the medical room having a blue cross. 'Cause I always think of medical as in like the Red Cross and stuff like that. I didn't think about... Aha. You called it, Whiskey. A letter? Oh right, it's probably from Phantom Thief B. This must have been what he meant by where the blue cross indicates. Wayne took the letter, confirming that the sender was exactly who he thought. Yep, this is him all right. What should I do though? Honestly, I'm half tempted to just cram it in my pocket and keep going about my day. Read the letter. Of course we're gonna read the letter. No, I think I should read it. What if it's about a crime he's already committed? I'd hate to be just sitting on this until later, only to find out when I read it that it's too late to undo any harm he's done. Reen opened the letter's seal and popped out a card. Yeah, I completely forgot about it because I think of, like I said, medical stuff. I think of like Blue Cross, you know, or not Blue Cross, sorry, it was the Red Cross and stuff like that. Yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think of insurance, but I didn't think about it in this aspect. And just sort of all of a sudden popped in my head when you said it was on the ship. I was like, oh wait, there's a medical room with that.
To my dear friends in Class 7.
Oh my.
I've taken the liberty of preparing an enjoyable diversion to spice up your mundane day-to-day lives a little.
Oh no. Well, look at that. I'm already regretting opening this thing. I continue to watch your radiance from afar, ever dazzled by its brilliance. That radiance is no doubt the fruit of the bonds you share with one another. Bonds which, today, I wish to test. Take a drink. I wish to see how you act when the seeds of distrust and discord are sown among you, and I shall be watching from close by. To witness so rare and priceless an occasion, I will be stealing from you one of your beloved classmates. What?
I hope you'll enjoy this little experiment. I know I certainly will.
Steal one of our classmates? Damn, I have to tell the others about this. There's not a moment to wait.
Now, let the game begin.
Oh no, he took
Dance
green.
for me a beautiful dance, each step replete with uncertainty.
That's him. I can't believe he was able to access the ship's intercom system and even the lights. Well, I mean, he is Phantom Thief B. He does crazy shit. So are Boros. Oh, they're back on now. I need to hurry and check on the others. Alright. Anyway, that's why I asked you all to come here, but... everyone seems to be present and accounted for. At least to me. Perhaps that whole business about him stealing one of us was a lie then? I don't know. He doesn't seem like the type who'd go to all this effort then not follow through. Do you think he's already struck? Stolen a member of Class 7 and assumed their identity? No way. If he did, he's a true master of disguise. Everyone looks the same as ever to me. I don't know if this is related to the current situation, but after the lights came back on, I found this card in the Orbital factory area downstairs. Oh yeah. That's one of B's calling cards. Can I look at it? Oh, he took the girl from the hold, huh? One of the girls. George handed Reen the card and he began to read it aloud. The theft has been conducted successfully. I am now among your number. So Angelica was right then. Wait, there's more. Having established that, allow me to lay down the rules for our little game. Reen Schwarzer, you shall take up the mantle of detective. Your mystery is to discover whom among you I have replaced. To make things a little more interesting, I will allow Sylphie to act as your assistant. Nice. Me? What a twisted man. This is all just some game to him. Naturally, I have not taken the place of the detective or assistant, and not of your tutor either. I have assumed the identity of another of Class 7's members. I look forward to your struggles to discover which one. Here's to your success. So we're all potential suspects then? I sure hope he didn't choose Emma. Wouldn't you know from Hermana if it was him or not? I mean, it'd be different, right? If we exclude Reen, Fee, and Instructor Sarah, that leaves 8 people that could be him. Ahaha, it's starting to sound kind of fun. As long as you're not suspecting me, then it wouldn't be much fun. Before we begin, however, I would like to set forth 2 rules, in the interest of a fair and enjoyable game, of course. Rule 1. Questions must concern events that happened after you went your separate ways from the bridge. Inquiring about things that happened before then, or about personal information I could not possibly know, is strictly forbidden. Rule 2. You may not consult with anyone outside of Class 7. That includes the Purple Lightning. Should you violate either of these rules, I can offer no guarantees of the safety of your missing member. I would assume that, by now, you know me well enough to realize this is no idle jest. Well, that's everything. You sure can't fit a lot on these cards. I was thinking the same thing. Toa, don't say anything that might break the second rule. Yeah, for their sake, I think it'd be best for us to just keep our mouths shut and let them figure this out now. Indeed, we can't risk putting whoever he's taken in hostage in danger. I guess I'm in the off-limits camp, too. Can't say I'm real thrilled about that creep sitting right here among us. Indeed, especially when we can't even help Class 7 identify him. Just leave this to us. We'll get him. Well, okay. For now, I think it would be best for all of us to leave the room then. We'll be sure to tell everyone on board to stay away from this room, too. Good luck, everyone. So what, this is our conference room and we're gonna summon people to it? Is that what we're gonna do? Or are we gonna have to go hunting? Alright, we're finally ready to get this started. Now we just need to decide how we're going to work this out. First rule's gonna be a pain. The one about where we can only ask questions about things that happened after we all split up after being on the bridge. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, this would be a fairly simple matter. True, I doubt he'd know what we had for dinner yesterday, for example, but all of us would. Which means that rule exists so he has plenty of time to savor the enjoyment before we work out the answer. Give me a break. So, which one of us is he pretending to be then? I don't really like having to doubt each other like this. He did say his intention was to test our bonds. I suppose this is one way to do that. You worked something out yet, Reen? I wish. So far, I've got nothing. How about you? Same here. Maybe we should give everyone a pat down. What? I guess that's not technically in violation of any of the rules. And I see no harm in doing so. But don't worry. I'll handle the girls. Reen can do the boys. Well, I suppose that's fine then. You seem strangely reluctant. I thought so. You're him, aren't you? What do you mean you thought so? If you ask me, you're more likely to be the rat. Although, frankly, I'd find it hard to believe that any imitation could capture the sheer arrogance that seeps from your every pore. I take it back. I find it equally ludicrous to think that any imposter could duplicate your ability to overreact to the slightest provocation. Well, it looks like those two are the same as ever. I think we're letting ourselves get a bit sidetracked, though. Yeah, let's get on with these pat-downs. The 8 of them split into 2 groups, with Reen and Fee conducting the pat-downs. Well, that didn't get us anywhere. What should we do next? Maybe ask everyone what they did after we split up earlier? Yeah, that's probably the best place to start. Yeah. Yes, I have seen those shades because I put them on him. Maybe I'd say it was Sarah, but she's not included in the group because she's got the devil's outfit on. Yeah, that's probably the best place to start. That way we can piece together the day's events and see if any testimonies stand out as odd. So let's see. Ask Elliot. So Elliot, can you tell us what you've been up to? Well, I went down to the factory area with Machias because we wanted to make a few tweaks to our weapons. After that, Machias was still taking care of some stuff, but I hopped on the elevator and left. I headed to the arts training room to see how the modifications went, and that's basically it. Right, so you went to the factory, got some weapon adjustments, then went to test out your stuff. And Machias was with you initially, so he'll at least be able to verify that the first part happened. Gotcha. Thanks, Elliot. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Ask Machias. How about it, Machias? Can you tell us what you've been doing? Of course. First, I stopped by the factory area in the hold with Elliot to have some adjustments made to our weapons. Elliot finished up first and left, while I stuck around waiting for my shotgun. About a half an hour later, I finally left the hold as well and dropped by the game room, where I ran into none other than Eustace, which is true. We said to see him there. We even ended up playing a fairly civil game of billiards, too. We're still playing when all this trouble happened. So you started a friendly game of billiards, just like that? Aw, you're such good friends. We are not. Anyway, thanks for giving us your account, Machias. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Eustace. Can you tell us what you've been up to, Eustace? Certainly. First, I went to the close combat training room where I sparred for a while with Gaius. After practicing for a while, we parted ways, after which I went to the game room. I was there roughly 30 minutes before Regnitz wandered in to break my peaceful reverie. He was being his usual noisy self, so I figured I'd shut him up by besting him at a game of billiards. You just have to go and make yourself sound superior, don't you? Whoa, take it easy there, guys. Seems to add up with Machias' testimony. Thanks, Eustace. Alright, so what does Gaius have to say? Can you tell us what you were up to, Gaius? First, I swung by closed combat training room where Eustace and I went a couple rounds. Eventually, we both left the room and headed to the elevator together. I was the first to get off at the 3rd floor. From the elevator, I headed straight out to the front deck to enjoy the feeling of the breeze in my hair. Which he usually does because his hawk or whatever usually joins him there. That sounds right. So you trained with Eustace, then went to the front deck. Thanks for your testimony, guys. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Elisa? What were you doing during that time, Elisa? Well, I was hanging around with Milliam for a while. We were sitting and talking at one of those tables in the 3rd floor hall. After a while, she remembered she had something to do and left. I stayed there, and pretty soon after that, Princess Elfin passed by and invited me to the royal room. That's it, I think. Alright, so we saw her in the royal room. I don't know about the Milliam part. I remember people being in that room, but I don't remember it being them. I remember Sarah and Mint being in that room, I think. So you're the princess. Thanks, Elisa. That was a big help. Laura? Can you tell us what you're doing, Laura? I can, though I'm afraid there's really not much to tell. After everyone dispersed, I chose to remain behind on the bridge, observing the crew at work, which she's done before. Oh, really? There's not really any point in inquiring further then. Thanks, Laura. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us how you spent that time, Emma? Well, actually, I was with Fee the entire time. You were? Yep, she was. Celine was there too. They were both nearby when the lights were out, too, so I have a hard time believing it's Emma. Right. Fee's got no reason to lie, but we are dealing with B here, so we can't be 100% certain he isn't Emma. What were you doing together then? Well, first we went to the reference room so I could investigate something. After that, we went to the kitchen. Does that all check out, Fee? Yup, all of it. Okay then. Thanks, Emma. Alright, let's ask someone else. And Milliam's the last one. So, Milliam, can you tell us what you were up to during the time in question? Sure. Well, first I was hanging out with Elisa at one of the tables in the 3rd floor hallway. We were just sitting around talking, though. But then I remembered my bear. Your bear? I got him from Gramps, and I finally got him back from his train while we were in Roar, that's true. Anyway, I forgot I hadn't put him somewhere nice yet, so I went straight to the nap room to plop him down there, which is true, I did see her there. Yeah, that's when I ran into you earlier, isn't it? Thanks, Milliam. Alright, so right now everybody's story seems to drive. Well, that's everyone. Still, just asking everyone individually may not be enough to prove anything. Someone could be lying. You've got a point. It might be good to get info about what people were doing from someone other than themselves. Maybe we could ask everyone if they saw anyone else. Oh, now that you mention it, that's a good idea. Thanks for the tip, Fee. That's what assistants do. True enough. In that case, start again. Ask Elliot. You said you went down to the factory area with Machias, right? Then you went to the arts training room? Did you happen to spot anyone besides Machias during all that? Oh, actually, I did. On the way to the arts training room, I passed Eustace and Gaius together and said hi to them. Oh, right. I may as well take this opportunity to answer for myself. I saw no one other than Elliot and those I've already specified I met. As for me, I saw Elisa sitting alone at one of the tables on the 3rd floor when I went down there. Assuming everyone we heard earlier is true, I must have been there after Milliam left and before Princess Alphen arrived. Alright, that gets a few people out of the way then. Okay, let's ask the next person. You met with Elliot and Eustace, right, Machias? Did you happen to spot anyone else? I did actually. I noticed Emma and Fee as I entered the game room. That must have been when they were headed to the kitchen area. So you saw Emma and Fee entering the kitchen. Got it. I didn't realize anyone had seen us going there. Same. I must have let my guard down. There's no need to feel bad about that. You were just walking around the crate, just not infiltrating a secret base. So, I mean, that's a little sus on Machias, because they didn't see him, but he saw them? You said you sat and talked with Milliam for a while before she left, then later you were invited to the royal room. That's right. Other than that, I did see Gaius pass through after Milliam left. It must have been when he was on his way to the front deck to enjoy the wind or whatever. That's all, though. So I didn't see anyone else. Alright. You said you stayed on the bridge after everyone else left, right, Laura? Indeed, and of course it follows that I saw none of the other classmates after that, nor did they see me. Fair enough. And not much we can do about that. Emma, you went to the reference room then, to the kitchen, right? And Fee was with you the whole time, right? You didn't see anyone else while you were wandering around, did you? You can answer this one, right? Of course, we did, yes. While we were on our way to the kitchen area, we saw Eustace enter the game room. I didn't see anyone else, though. Just Eustace and Fee. Yep. What's a relief? Just knowing that isn't conclusive proof that Blue Blanc isn't masquerading as Emma, but oh well. And Milliam, right now the only suspected one is Machias. Let's see what Milliam says. You went to the nap room, right, Milliam? Did you see anyone other than Elisa during all of this? Nope. Not a soul. You saw Reen. Now I wish I'd just stayed there, though. Then I might have gotten invited to see Princess Alphen, too. Well, never mind that for now. I think that's all we're gonna get. So Milliam could be a little sus there, but I think it's Machias. Maybe it's just I don't like Machias. Okay, we've asked everyone here what they did, and if they saw anyone else while they were doing it. Want to go over it all again? Yeah, let's do that. First places where everyone started out were, and if I remember correctly, Elliot and Machias were at the Orbital Factory on the 1st floor. Eustace and Gaius were in the close combat training room on the 4th floor. Elise and Milliam were at one of the tables on the 3rd floor. and Emma and I were in the reference room on the second floor. Laura, who has no alibi, all of them were in groups of 2. True, which means everything you just listed is likely to be genuine. I mean, it's true, Laura, if she was on the bridge and no one else saw her anywhere else, they would have to check with someone else who was on the bridge to get proof of that. So I guess Laura could be sus. So it's hard to say. That's what they did afterward, though. We'll go over that now. Elliot left the orbital factory before Makis did, then went to the arts training room alone. On the way there, he also met Gaius and Eustace. Yep. Then after that, Gaius says he went to the deck on the 3rd floor, and Eustace went to the game room on the 2nd floor. Right there, I saw Lisa alone on the 3rd floor hallway. That means I must have already left for the nap room. Next up is Machias. About 30 minutes after Elliot left the factory room, he finished his business there and headed to the game room. It does seem to mesh with my own experience, seeing as I was in the game room alone for some time before he arrived. Yeah, then, as I was walking into the game room, I noticed Emma and Fee walking into the kitchen. I mean, that is true. He was in those places. I remember, well, I don't remember him in the one room, but I remember him being in the game room. So it is potentially possible. So then that still leaves Laura as the only one that has nothing really being said about her. As for Emma and Fee themselves, we started in the reference room, moved to the kitchen. We left on our way to the kitchen. We saw Eustace heading to the game room. Well, that's everyone. Any idea who our guilty party, Reen? Yeah, I've got a good idea now. You do? You're cool sometimes, Reen. Could you share your idea with us then? Gladly. The one who's actually Phantom Thief B in disguise is none other than... Of course I have to pick one. It's either Machias or Laura. In my opinion. I'm gonna pick Laura. No one saw her. You, Laura. Are you serious, Rain? What's your evidence? Well, truth be told, I don't really have any, but when you've got no solid evidence, you have to trust your instincts. I just can't bring myself to actually say that, though. I hope you're not guessing at random. I mean, you really need to give more thought to this instead of making accusations. I did give thought to that. So then my next one would be Machias. You, Machias. Why me? What's your evidence? Well, Machias said he saw you and Emma enter the kitchen area, right? But if he did, where does that leave Emma's testimony? You mean the fact that she saw Eustace entering the game room? That's right. Those two testimonies are at odds with each other. After all, Eustace said that Machias came to the game room roughly 30 minutes after he himself arrived, right? That's correct. Which means, exactly, there's no way Machias could have seen Emma and Fee when he claims he did. It's just not possible, which I was right in the first place then. But I had to check Laura first, because no testimony about Laura. Just, okay, she's on the bridge. Enough said. Well, you say that, but what if it's Emma's who's in the wrong? It's true our testimonies contradict each other, yes, but why assume mine is more suspect? Because Emma wasn't the only one who saw Eustace. I did too, which makes you our number one suspect. Indubitably, my dear Fee, the doppelganger right in our midst is none other than Machias. I'm sure of it. The game is up, Phantom Thief B. Show yourself. Oh, I was right in the first place. I guessed Laura for no reason.
Well reasoned, my friends. A fine deduction, if I say so myself.
I just had to eliminate
you are
Laura
correct.
first,
I
just to make
am
sure.
Phantom Thief B.
And where's Machias? Real Machias, please stand up. I can scarcely believe my eyes. He got us good. I'm impressed you were able to discern the truth from picking up on such small inconsistency. Or perhaps I extended too generous a hand in helping you along after all. Helping us along? So your suspicious testimony was deliberate then? Spare us your cape-fluttering theatrics and just tell us where Machias is. This game is over. Such a lovely rejoinder, and I shall say, it's the narrow storehouse.
But adieu, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to meeting you again on a new stage one day.
Oh my gosh, Phantom Thief B. Enough. How does he do that? Never mind that now. We need to rescue Machias. At least he didn't make the clue all that hard and stuff. Yeah, I can't think of anywhere other than the storage room on the 3rd floor that would fit that description. Let's go dig him out, I guess. Oh, look at him. Ouch. I only wish I could have been there when you were captured just to see the look on your face. You look a bit tied up, Marcus. Stop gawking and untying me. With Machias saved, everyone else set about trying to find Phantom Thief B. Unsurprisingly, he was nary to be found. Still, they had at least managed to avoid any harm from his antics, so for the most part, all was well that ended well. Alright, Phantom Thief's cape as a farewell gift from Blue Blanc.